Today, I'm going to teach you how to wallpaper around a light switch. I'm going to cover how not to kill yourself while you do this, how to actually make the cuts, but also two A-type personality things that I have to do when I'm cutting wallpaper around a light switch, or else I just go crazy. So let's get to it. Okay, the first step is to not kill yourself and go and turn the electricity off at the panel before you go and stick a metal object into your light switch. The next step is to remove the cover off of your light switch, and these ones use screws, but if you have one of those screwless cover plate, I do have a video on how to get those off. There's some jagged edges here that are sitting higher up than the wall, so I'm going to remove those so I have a nice flat surface around the light switch. Okay, I've hung my panel and it's over top of the light switch. And what I'm gonna do is just feel the outline of the switch. Now I'm gonna take my X-Acto knife with a fresh blade and I'm going to find the edge of the switch. I'm gonna insert it. There's a pocket, almost a pocket of air between the switch and the wall where your knife will fit in between. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip across those two little cut marks, almost to make an H. So now there's a flap and you can see what you're doing. And I do just sort of like a semicircle around the switch. We're not done yet though. When I first started wallpapering, I used to just leave the paper as is, put the cover over top and call it a day. But what I found is that as the paste dries on the wallpaper sort of lifts off the wall a little bit. It's sitting on top of the metal bracket of this switch. And over time, it sort of like lifts off the wall a little bit. And being the A-type that I am, I like everything to be perfect and flush and stuck to the wall in every possible area. So I now cut around these little middle brackets so that everything sits nice and flush on the wall. Let me show you how I do that. Okay, with my putty knife and my X-Acto blade, what I do is I find the top of the metal bracket, use my putty knife just to really hold it on top of that bracket and just make a cut horizontally across it. And then also on the sides. Now, again, make sure the power's off because your knife can easily slip into the hole there and you will get shocked. I have done it. So just be careful with that. Make sure the power is off. Okay, now the wallpaper is sitting flush on the wall. And you always want to go up towards the switch, not down towards the wallpaper with your knife, because you don't want to accidentally cut down onto the wallpaper and leave a big score mark on the front of your wallpaper. And please, for goodness sake, leave the screws facing one way, either up or sideways. If they're disheveled, I'm gonna have a meltdown.
If you want more tutorials on cutting wallpaper, check out my trimming wallpaper playlist here. You'll find tons of tips and tricks.